We're going to start the recording. Great. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Somerville Cares About Prevention's 19th annual meeting. My name is Lovely Heller-Botari, and I'm the program director. SCAP is a community-based coalition that works to reduce underage drinking and substance misuse in Somerville. And we would really like to thank you all for being here this evening to show your support for this very important work. Tonight's event was organized by Somerville Positive Forces youth and staff and is meant to be a celebration.
Thank you, Lovely. I'm Matt Mitchell. I am the Prevention Services Manager with the City of Somerville's Health and Human Services Department. We have a pretty jam-packed agenda for tonight, so we're just going to jump right in. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce Karen Carroll, the Director of the City of Somerville's Health and Human Services Department, who will be our keynote speaker this evening. She is a leader on public health policies and understands the importance of elevating youth voice. We are so pleased she could join us tonight to open the event. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to you, Karen.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Lovely. And hello, everyone. My name is Karen Carroll, and I'm the Director of Health and Human Services here in the city. Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be here for this celebration. I love the creative idea you have of exploring some data and some tough stuff with your YRBS stuff to a trivia game. So again, thank you for having me. So I asked my college-age sons what they thought I should say or not say, and they told me just to keep it brief, Mom. They don't want to hear all the things they shouldn't do. Okay, so I wasn't going to do that anyway, but I just wanted to say that, tonight I know you will be diving into the YRBS data, the youth risk behavior data, and probably have already spent some time with it and other sources of data. You're well aware of the risks and some of the real challenges that have faced you and your peers over the last few years. And I think, while you're doing it in a creative, fun way through a game of trivia, it's still some tough stuff. It's still very challenging what we have all been through in COVID, but especially what faced your generation and your peers. I lived through it with my two sons being home, and it's been really challenging. But yet you continue to amaze us with how you put one foot in front of the other. You get creative. You Zoom from home. You do what you need to do, and here we are. So. I'm glad that you are exploring the data. There will always be risks and adversity, challenges, setbacks, and even predispositions to certain harms. But I guess what I wanted to focus on and ask you to focus on is the positive side, the scale that, we all have this stuff that can weigh us down, that can cause harm, that can be risky. But on the other side of the scale are so many positives. And just by the fact that you're here tonight, I know that about a lot of you. Protective factors, there's good science that protective factors or things that are associated with lowering harm or problem outcomes or negative impacts. And there are things like behavioral health, understanding behavioral health, talking about mental health and behavioral health. Pro-social things like helping others are shown to booster us up. Connectedness to school and your community, which you are through this coalition, a sense of purpose, coping skills, practicing things like journaling and mindfulness, cultural, religious, or personal beliefs, connection to a safe, supportive schools, which again, you have, academic achievements, artistic, creative achievements, athletic achievements, and developing skills and interests. These are all things that will sort of balance that scale and act as protective factors for us moving forward. And finally, role models. There's so much evidence that a trusted adult or two in your life can be really beneficial and help you through some bumps. And I think that you've probably seen through this coalition, there are a lot of us that are rooting for you. There are a lot of us that want to be here as a protective factor in whatever way we can. So I guess in closing, so I'm keeping to my promise to be brief. As I said, without even really knowing you, we just ticked off 4 or 5 or 6 different protective factors that you all have just because you're here tonight and you've been involved in this coalition. So congratulations, keep boosting those positive protective factors every day. Make it your aim to do something that makes you feel good, that bolsters you, that protects you from life's knocks. And demand of the adults in your life that we make sure we do the same, that we hear you and that we find ways to make your world full of things that will act to give you resilience and protection from the world. So on that note, I'm going to let you go dive into the data and have some fun with it. And thank you again for having me, and thank you for all of the work that you've done for your peers and yourselves in the community.
Thank you, Karen. Bhavika, before we have you go, I did want to just make sure I recognize Councillor Klingon did join. So I just wanted to say, Councillor Klingon, if you wanted an opportunity, you can say hello.
Thank you. And I apologize. I'm trying to eat some dinner before the council meeting at 7, but happy to be here. Always love Somerville Positive Forces. The work that you do is so important in this community, and just keep it up. And thank you for doing this. I'm looking forward to hearing the data this year.
Thank you, Councillor Klingon. Appreciate your support and attending tonight. All right, Bhavika, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that wonderful welcome address as well. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bhavika, and I'm an SPF Junior Youth Leader. Next, Somerville Positive Forces leader will present our student health trivia game to see how much you all know about Somerville High School student health behaviors. Before we begin, we'd like to share a little bit about the survey. In 2022, 658 Somerville High School students voluntarily took the student health survey. The survey includes topics include substance use, violence and safety, mental health, sexual behavior, weight and physical activity, and resiliency. Just as a disclaimer, but wanted to let all participants know that the questions are designed to report high school student data which touch upon some positive, sensitive, and/or triggering topic areas. Caregivers, please be mindful of this as we move forward.
Hello, my name is Havila and I am an SPF Junior Youth Leader. Folks often ask us, how do we know the results are valid? First, the survey is voluntary and anonymous. Next, trends show a consistency across years. Data is in line with state and national data. Each survey is reviewed by a data analysis for issues. Students that underreport and students that overreport equal each other out. All this is how we get the most valid results.
Okay, now that you know more about the survey, let's play our student health trivia. To play the game, we will read a question. Then you will select the answer you think is the best and type the corresponding letter into the chat box. The questions we are highlighting tonight are all related to youth substance use. Okay, get ready. So for our first question, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported they don't vape on a 30-day use? A, 60%, B, 70%, C, 80%, or D, 90%? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing B.
The answer is D, 90%. Most Somerville High School students don't vape.
Our next question is, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported that people risk harming themselves if they use electronic cigarettes? Moderate or great risk? A, 52%, B, 62%, C, 72%, or D, 82%? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you guys are choosing C and D.
The answer is C, 72%. Only 44% reported a risk from marijuana use. Help spread the word about the harms of youth use.
The next question is, which substances the youth report were the easiest to get? A, vapes, B, marijuana, C, cigarettes, or D, alcohol? Please type your answers in the chat box. It looks like most of you are choosing A or D.
The answer is A, vapes. 60% of Somerville High School students had stated that vape products were accessible and easy to get.
Our question is, which student group had the highest reported current alcohol use rates? A, males, B, females, C, transgender, non-binary, questioning. Please type your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing A.
The answer is B, female. Females had the highest use rates at 17%, but reported the lowest rates for receiving support for substance use.
Our next question is, of Somerville High School students who have ever used alcohol, at what age had most tried their first drink? A, 11 to 12, B, 13 to 14, C, 15 to 16, or D, 17 to 18? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing B.
The answer is B, 13 to 14. 68% had never drank. Conversations about the risk of use that start early and often can help delay use.
What percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported worrying about school issues? A, 73%, B, 63%, C, 53%, or D, 43%? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing A.
The answer is C, 53%. Most students reported that keeping up with schoolwork caused the most stress.
For our next question, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported their mental health was not good? Sometimes, most of the time, or always in the past 30 days. A, 36%, B, 46%, C, 56%, or D, 66%? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing D or C.
The answer is D, 66%. 2 out of 3 students reported overwhelming stress.
The next question is, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported experiencing anxiety in the last 30 days, feeling tense, nervous, or worried every day for greater than or equal to 2 weeks in a row? A, 23%, B, 33%, C, 43%, or D, 53%? It looks like most of you are choosing D.
The answer is D, 53%. Help youth learn positive coping strategies to deal with stress.
What percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported experiencing depression in the last 12 months? A, 12%, B, 22%, C, 32%, or D, 42%? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing D.
The answer is C, 32%. Help connect students to mental health supports like the 988 Lifeline.
What percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported witnessing bullying in school? A, 15%, B, 20%, C, 25%, or D, 30%? Please put your answers in the chat. It looks like most of you are choosing D.
The answer is D, 30%. Multiracial students reported the highest rates of bullying in school.
Our next question is, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported experiencing sexual violence in the last 12 months? A, 4%, B, 14%, C, 24%, or D, 34%? Please put your answers in the chat box. It looks like most of you are choosing C or B.
The answer is C, 24%. Let's elevate responses to sexual violence to better protect students.
Our next question is, how much more likely are female students to report self-harm compared to male students within last 30 days? A, equally, B, 1.5 times as likely, C, 2.5 times as likely, or D, 3.5 times as likely? It looks like most of you are choosing D or B, D or C.
The answer is C, 2.5 times as likely. 18% of female students surveyed compared to 7% of male students.
Our next question is, feelings of anxiety and homework were the most common barriers to participation in extracurricular activities reported by students. A, true, or B, false? It looks like most of you are choosing true.
The answer is A, true. Students reported feeling overwhelmed by schoolwork and expectation, which may create a barrier to healthy activities.
The next question is, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported sleeping 7 hours or less on an average school night? A, 45%, B, 55%, C, 65%, or D, 75%? Please put your answers in the chat. And it looks like most of you are choosing D.
The answer is D, 75%. 9 to 10 hours of sleep each night promotes health and well-being in teens.
The next question is, what percentage of Somerville High School students surveyed reported having screen time for electronic devices at or over 3 hours a day? These are for non-school related TV, video games, computer, phone, etc. A, 76%, B, 66%, C, 56%, or D, 46%. It looks like most of you are choosing A.
The answer is A, 76%. Promote healthy and active opportunities available to youth. Check our new Somerville Youth Centers.
Our last question is, most students reported having a healthy activity or behavior to relieve stress. A, true, or B, false? It looks like most of you are choosing B, false.
The answer is A, true. 62% of students said they have a healthy coping strategy. Let's make it 100%.
This concludes our student health trivia. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You did a great job. Now we hope you have a better understanding of Somerville High School student health behaviors and the issues we must address. Please celebrate and share the positive choices youth are making, which is possible through the support of family, community, and leaders like you all here tonight. Now we will turn it over to Matt to kick off our prevention highlights this year.
Thank you, Bhavika. And thank you again for participating in the trivia event tonight. It's the first, as you know, of many other things we're going to be reviewing tonight. And so for us, prevention is key, plain and simple. It's important for us to invest in opportunities to provide prevention programming, interventions, and strategies that promote accurate and reliable information to allow individuals of all ages to make informed decisions that work for them. So prevention is all about meeting people where they're at, literally. This includes low threshold, more equitable access to services and educational materials, as well as providing information on harm reduction and addressing stigma. That's why you'll see a lot of our programs and interventions involve multiple strategies in multiple settings, reaching different populations of Somerville. These efforts can include youth programming, individual outreach, tabling events in high traffic areas, and social media efforts, just to name a few. So the first thing we'd like to highlight tonight is one of our most successful programs over the last 3 years. And so our Overdose Data to Action grant, also known as OD2A, was a grant we received in January 2020 from the Department of Public Health in collaboration with the Cambridge Public Health Department, CPHD. The goal of the grant was to complete overdose prevention trainings for individuals experiencing homelessness and/or housing insecurity, as well as businesses who support or interact with them in Somerville and Cambridge, particularly since this population often moves back and forth between the two cities. So we brought in key community-based nonprofits, including the Somerville Homeless Coalition and Fenway Health's Access Drug User Health Program, to do outreach trainings, as well as the Institute for Community Health, ICH, for all data collection and evaluation needs. Trainings were customized to meet the individual needs, whether they were done in groups or more one-to-one briefed conversations. With the onset of the grant coinciding with the start of the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown, the outreach work never stopped, and we adapted to more of the one-on-one training style, which created a more intimate and personalized feel to the conversations. As compensation for the time, the individuals who took the trainings received the $25 Target gift card, as well as care backpacks, as shown on screen, with various health and harm reduction materials, including Narcan, fentanyl and xylazine test strips, portable phone chargers with stickers on them that included resources for mental health, substance use, food access, etc. First aid kits, gloves, hats, sleeping bags, blankets, chapsticks. I think you get the idea, just to name a few. ICH is currently working on finalizing our full grant report, which will illustrate the full impact of our efforts. But the numbers you see on the screen here just represent the impacts from Somerville Homeless Coalition and Fenway alone, not including the business training completed by Somerville HHS and CPHD. So as you can see, we traded in about 3 years, 173 amount of training completed, 236 gift cards distributed, 303 backpacks distributed, and 584 unique individuals reached. While the grant may be ending or will be ending on June 30th, I'm excited to say that these efforts will be sustained and carried forward as part of our regularly offered program. Our next highlight we really wanted to make sure people knew about was a spinoff of sorts from the OD2A trainings, which were our Narcan distribution events. So starting in May 22, we added these events to reach anyone in the community, honestly, who would just listen to us talk about overdose prevention. So in partnership with the Homeless Coalition, CORE, our community outreach help and recovery and access, we plopped ourselves down in high traffic areas throughout Somerville, and we did our best to engage anybody that was passing by. This proved to be pretty successful, I should say very successful, even with even more increased exposure and access to not only overdose prevention education material, but also harm reduction materials, including Narcan, fentanyl test strips, etc. Here are the numbers in just 1 year. So in 1 year since May 2022, we had 13 events, 4 in Davis, 1 with each of the individual libraries, 2 in Union, 1 at Project Soup, 1 at City Hall, 1 at Foss Park, and 1 at Connection. During those events, we distributed 1,048 boxes of Narcan, which is also 2,096 doses in total, since there are 2 doses of Narcan per box. We distributed 500 plus fentanyl test strips and CPR face shields. In the last month, we've already distributed 350 plus xylazine test strips, which are just new, and we just were able to get them into our events. And we also had 300 plus syringe disposal containers distributed so that individuals who were using any type of injectable drugs or any type of medical condition that required sharps use could dispose of them properly and bring them to one of the kiosks, one that we have at the Somerville Police Station. And so I'm happy to say that these efforts will also be sustained and carried forward as part of our regularly offered programming in partnership with some great volunteers. So more to come on that. And the last thing you'll hear from me for a little bit is our social media efforts. So as some may or may not know, we have a pretty good following, a big following now on Instagram. We are at Somerville Prevention. So if you are not following us already, I don't know why that is the case. You should be. We do have 1,180 followers as of today, which is a plus 175 since last July when we reported on this. We've had 4,280 content interactions, which means likes, shares, reshares, posts. And we've had 11,723 unique accounts reached. And this is within Somerville as well as the surrounding communities or anyone that follows us. And then we had 78,406 individual impressions. And what impressions means is the number of times that our content that was created was on someone's screen, whether it's on a phone or however they may be consuming the information. And our goal with our social media has always been to reach people in another way, where prior to COVID, we were figuring out how can we reach people in a way that's a little bit easier for people to just access the information when they want to. And so we started kicking the tires around social media and then said, well, we definitely need to do it with the onset of COVID. And so in that time, it's not just content that's created by prevention staff, it's also created by youth. And this is youth in high school, middle school, high school, and college. So we have youth that work in the summer, as part of the mayor's youth summer jobs program, who create content for us. We have social media ambassadors, where we hire youth to essentially be our influencers when it comes to social media. And they just create 5 posts a week, 5 stories that have to be engaging, and 5 captions so that it's engaging folks in multiple different ways. And then we have interns from Tufts Community Health Program each semester, usually 1 or 2, and they are responsible for creating the content in conjunction with us. And the big thing that we talk about with our social media is we don't want it to be boring. We don't want it to just be something that somebody scrolls by. We really try to do our best to be very intentional about how we're presenting the information. And what we found to be most successful is embedding the education, the substance use education, in pop culture references. So as my friend in Cambridge Public Health Department, Danielle, always says, our meme game is strong, and you'll probably start seeing a lot more memes if you aren't following our account. And that's just honestly been a proven way in which we're reaching people with a lot of different information. So again, I'm going to make one last pitch. If you're not following us already, you should be. And with that, I will turn it over to Lovely.
Thanks, Matt. Good evening, everyone. As mentioned earlier, my name is Lovely Heller-Botari, and I'm the program director with Somerville Cares About Prevention. And I work with our SPF leaders. SPF stands for Somerville Positive Forces, and it's an award-winning youth development program with over 25 youth leaders. They're all working to reduce underage drinking and youth substance misuse by promoting protective factors and reducing risk factors. And tonight, SPF Junior and SPF 100 will be sharing some of their project details and accomplishments with you. We're all very, very proud of their achievements this year, and may their presentation inspire you to continue to support prevention and youth leadership in Somerville. Now, please welcome Leo. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leo, and I'm an SPF youth leader. To help promote youth substance use prevention, SPF Junior and SPF 100 youth leaders engaged in a variety of activities and events this year, like community assessment, sticker shock, the Youth Power Summit, capacity building trainings, vape prevention projects, Kicks Butt Day, State House and Legislative Visit, Student Health Survey intro video, photo voice exhibits, and the SCAP annual meeting, which is today, and more. Some helped us build our capacity and inform others of our work. Others helped us to bring important messages. To help improve our community for our peers, we shared our thoughts and ideas at a bunch of feedback and at focus groups sessions to help make system changes like supports rather than punishments for youth caught vaping. Finally, we helped organize tonight's annual event to celebrate prevention in Somerville. While we don't have time to share all of our work, we would like to share a few details with you now. Next up is Ashana. Thank you.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Shana and I'm SPF leader. SPF attended some amazing training this year to better understand substance use issues and contributing factors. Through our partnership with the 84 Movement, we learned about the current state of the vaping and tobacco in Massachusetts. We also learned about the tactics these industries use to target youth and other vulnerable groups, including LGBTQ and BIPOC communities. Listed are some of the trainings and events we participated in with the 84 other partners like C4 Innovations, the Somerville Racial and Social Justice Department, SparkShare, and which include Community Assessment Feedback Event, Elevator Speeches, Public Safety Session, 84 Youth Power Summit, Tobacco 101 and 202, Project AMP Focus Group, Advocacy 101, and Photo Voice. Through these and other trainings, we gained important skills and knowledge to be agents for change. We want to thank our many partners for these amazing opportunities. Next up is Abby. Thank you.
Hello, I am Abby and I'm an SPF Junior Youth Leader. Sticker Shock is a project we did to help prevent underage drinking by placing stickers on paper bags donated by liquor stores. The stickers said things like 21 or bust. This message is meant to remind adults not to give alcohol to people under 21. We placed stickers on over 3,000 bags. And our awareness campaign was picked up by the local news with articles on websites like The Patch and the City of Somerville. To better reach our diverse community, SPF designed a new sticker in 6 languages with the help of the Somerville Language Access Department. Ultimately, we spread awareness among thousands about this important issue related to youth access and warned adults that it's illegal to give alcohol to people under 21. Next up is Tahina. Thank you.
Hi, wait, sorry. Hold on. Hi, my name is Taina, and I as the PRT of the Student Health Survey. Check it out, and we can drive video.
Thank you for participating in the Youth Student Health Survey.
Your participation is voluntary and it is not a test. Your grade will not depend on whether or not you answer any of the questions, but you already know all the answers because they're just talking about you.
Your answers are totally anonymous and no one will know how you answered them.
Nobody know who you are. This survey asks questions that are really important, but too personal to ask to someone's face. Answer based on what you really know, really believe, and really do. This information is being used to help people of your age, not to scold you or make you feel bad. You cannot get into trouble for how you respond.
Results from the survey have been used to help schools and communities to implement programs and policies around suicide prevention, bullying prevention, substance use, and school safety. We really want adults to have accurate information rather than just to assume they know what's best for us.
Plain and simple.
If you feel uncomfortable, you may skip any questions you don't wish to answer or go back and change your answers to the previous questions. It's important that as many students as possible complete the survey, but you may stop at any time. If you finish early, please leave the thank you message up on your screen until your teacher tells you can leave. And please also be respectful to your fellow students still completing the test. Your teacher is not allowed to answer any questions.
Thanks for giving honest answers.
It matters!
Hi, hello. My name is Jaden. I am a SPF 100 leader. SPF has been focused on youth vaping prevention throughout this year. Both SPF 100 and SPF Junior have put up hundreds of posters like these around our schools to raise awareness about the harms of vaping and quit supports. We want students to know the harms of these dangerous and addictive products and be able to access youth-friendly quit supports. Help spread the word. And next up, more about vaping prevention. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Max, and I'm an SPF Junior leader. For our local Kick Butt Day, SPF Junior wrote messages in chalk around Somerville High School as a creative way to spread awareness about vaping harms. Additionally, we promoted quit resources for students struggling with nicotine addiction. We wanted to remind students that help is available if they need it. Some of the messages we wrote echoed messages from our posters like, most SHS students don't vape, text ditch vape to 88709, you got this, and mylifemyquit.com. Help spread the word. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nico, and I am an SPF Junior Youth Leader. In late March, a group of SPF youth went to the Massachusetts State House to speak with legislators for Kick Butt Day. We met with state representatives and presented information about issues we have been noticing among my peers and shared ideas to help improve local underage vaping and other substances. During our visit, we received citations from the Massachusetts House of Representatives for our work on these issues, which was a great honor. SPF leaders would like to thank Representatives Connolly, Borbe, and Utehoven, along with Senator Dreeland's staff, for making our visit so special and for their dedication to support youth. Next up is Michaela. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michaela, and I'm an SPF 100 leader. Most Don't is a positive social norms campaign to help raise awareness that actually most students don't vape. SPF hung these posters around schools and tabled at events and lunches to spread the word. This is an important thing to point out because of misconceptions that everyone is doing it can lead to indirect peer pressure. This message lets youth know you don't need to vape to fit in. You can help too by sharing our Most Don't message. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tisha St. Cyr, and I am an SPF leader where my group and I did a project where SPF 100 youth leaders were tasked with capturing pictures around the community that advocates for changes needed. This year, SPF explored issues related to youth substance misuse using photography. We learned about photography, social justice movements, and looked at things that influences use like mental health, risk behaviors, and the physical environment. Then we created a community call to action to raise awareness around these issues. This summer, our work will be exhibited in various locations, and be sure to check it out.
Hello, my name's Shahat, and I'm also an SPF leader. We hope you enjoyed hearing about SPF prevention work this year. Now we want to share some reasons why this work is so important to us. For me personally, I find the work in SPF to be crucial as it has a real impact on the lives of the people in our community. We all have the ability to make a change, and SPF has helped a lot with that. Keisha, a peer of mine, said that SPF work is important because it helps spread awareness about these issues in our community, like teen vaping. We have the chance to help prevent that by working together to make change. Ben said that the work in SPF is important to me because we are spreading awareness on important topics. Not only are we helping the community, but we are helping future generations of kids. I work with SPF because I want to be able to help people and be the person that helps to make a change. And this was said by Michaela. This wraps up our SPF highlights for this year. Thank you for listening. Next up is Institute for Community Health.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us today. My name is Julia Cudera, and I am a Research and Evaluation Project Manager with the Institute for Community Health.
And my name is Erin McPherson, and I'm a Research Associate at the Institute for Community Health.
The Institute for Community Health works with the City of Somerville on assessment and evaluation for 2 grants, the Overdose Data to Action program that Matt also mentioned earlier, and on the Mass Call 3 needs assessment and program planning. Mass Call 3 is a substance misuse prevention program for youth funded at the state level, and we are working with the City of Somerville, Everett, Arlington, and Lexington to conduct a needs assessment on youth substance misuse needs and support prevention program planning as part of this grant. So earlier last year, in 2022, we worked together with Somerville, Arlington, Everett, and Lexington to conduct a needs assessment using a variety of data sources, such as surveys with high school youth on drug use behaviors, and also interviews and focus groups with youth and caregivers. We assessed overall drug use behaviors and also reviewed if youth from different backgrounds, such as from different gender identities or race and ethnicities, were using substances in different ways. And as part of our assessment, we ended up interviewing, or I should say, Somerville, Arlington, Everett, and Lexington with ICH's support, ended up interviewing 21 key stakeholders, conducted focus groups with 75 youth, and also focus groups with 38 caregivers in these communities to understand their perspectives and to see if there were any areas of agreement or disagreement on their perceptions of substance misuse among youth, and what was needed to address outstanding needs. Once we analyzed the data from the needs assessment towards the end of 2022, We, together with folks from all the towns in our cluster, presented it back to the community and community members to review. Our goal was to have folks validate what we found in the needs assessment and give additional feedback and recommendations for program planning during these sessions. And we ended up reaching 209 participants during our data reviews.
So once we finish the assessment and data reviews, we use the findings and community feedback to prioritize intervening variables to center the future program around. And then from there, we led a logic model development session, which is a visual roadmap of what the future program will be with the 4 cluster communities. And this consisted of brainstorming program activities and their anticipated short, intermediate, and long-term outcomes. And then we went through several iterations of drafts based on feedbacks from the communities. So our next steps, they're working on getting feedback from community members more widely, and then using the logic model to create the program plan. So it's been wonderful partnering with the City of Somerville, and just wanted to thank you all for having us.
Thank you, Julia and Erin. I can't say more. I can't probably say all the things I want to say in terms of our gratitude for your work, but I'll get to that when we get to our appreciation section. Our next component of it is actually going to be coming from 2 of our other Somerville Prevention staff who weren't able to make it tonight, but they pre-recorded videos so that they could highlight their efforts over the past year. So first, you're going to hear from Lily Doliak, our Substance Misuse Prevention Coordinator, and then you're going to hear from our 6 City Tobacco Director, Bonnie Carroll. Give me one moment.
Hello everyone, my name is Lily Doliak and I'm the Substance Misuse Prevention Coordinator for the City of Somerville. I'm sorry that I could not have been there with you all tonight, but I just wanted to share some of the work that I've been involved in since our last annual event. I work in the Somerville Prevention Division with Matt, Lovely, and Bonnie, and I also work in partnership with the Somerville Public Schools to support youth in both middle and high schools for substance misuse. With the onset of the district-wide intervention and prevention specialist position in Somerville Public Schools, I work very closely with Kristen Strellis to create and implement school-based education and prevention programming. Some examples of pilots that we've initiated this past year included a middle school health education program and an alternative to suspension program. Kristen and I worked closely with the West Somerville Neighborhood School to provide health education to 118 6th to 8th graders surrounding substance misuse. This education consisted of informing youth about experimentation and stages of addiction, as well as a comprehensive class on vaping. Based on our success of this, our hope is to expand these classes to all of the middle schools in the Somerville Public School system. The second pilot that we created was our alternative to suspension program. We heard from key stakeholders in our community, particularly youth, that there was a need for a more restorative approach to youth substance misuse in school settings. As a result, we created the Alternative to Suspension program, which aimed at keeping youth meaningfully engaged with their teachers and peers. Maintaining these positive supports serves as a protective factor, and it helps to prevent future substance misuse. This program has 2 tiers involved. So the first one is a 2-hour educational session with us in school. And then following this, if a student is referred back to the program for a second time, they then will attend a 4-week program after school on Wednesdays for a continuation of education, and then also just a space to check in and have a process group with Kristen and I. Since starting in the first week of March of this year, we have reached about 13 students in this program. We received feedback from our Mass Call 3 grant, which is a grant that is aimed at creating equitable prevention programming for youth substance misuse, that caregivers in Somerville, but also neighboring communities, felt that they could use more education around how to have conversations with young people about substance misuse. From this feedback, we revamped and upgraded our Let's Talk presentation. which is a workshop that provides participants with the skills necessary to have proactive and productive conversations with youth about substance misuse. Within this workshop, individuals who attend will get basic information on substances, information on adolescent brain development and related impacts due to substance misuse, identifying appropriate language to use when having a discussion with a young person about substance misuse, and then the ability to role play to practice having those discussions. We rolled out this training back in December of 2022 on a virtual platform, and we had a huge success. We had about 450 plus participants in attendance. After this rollout, we then brought this training in person by collaborating with our community partners at neighborhood libraries. We are currently working on partnering with the Somerville Office of Immigrant Affairs to pilot these trainings in specific languages. We're hoping to have these language-specific trainings rolled out soon so that we can continue to increase access to these educational resources. If you feel that you or someone you know could benefit from this training, please feel free to reach out to me directly and we can schedule a day and a time to get that training done. If you have any questions at all, or you need to get in contact with me for anything, please feel free to send me an email. My email is ldoliak@somervillema.gov. I am looking forward to collaborating with you all, and I hope you have a great night.
Hi everyone. I'm so sorry that I can't be here tonight. It's such a great event and I will miss it, but I'm at a conference learning more about prevention and addiction so that I can be even better at my job. So inspections were done in 76 Somerville retails that have tobacco permits over the last year and all had compliance checks as well. Most stores are completely in compliance. And also the retailers are open to correction when they're not. Regulations here keep vapes out of convenience stores and allow them only in adult-only stores, so that helps a lot with compliance rates. The newest item that we're watching and possibly preparing legal action for is a new product called Newport Non-Menthol. This product claims to not be flavored, although it does say that it provides a cooling effect when inhaled. And in fact, one of the marketing strategies campaigns that the product uses says, menthol smokers, we've got your back. So we're watching that very closely. I hope you have a great night and a good event, and hopefully I'll be there next year. Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mer Benz, and I'm an SPF 100 youth leader. Tonight, we want to take a special moment to share our gratitude for the many amazing people and organizations that have helped our coalition work this year. We want to honor many here tonight with a special appreciation award. For our first award, we want to take a moment to recognize Karen Carroll for her dedication to youth substance use prevention in Somerville. We are deeply grateful for your support around the issues that impact youth health, and we want to share our sincere appreciation. And thank you so much, Karen Carroll.
And Karen, if you want to, you don't have to say anything, but if you want, you can unmute and say a few words. Sorry to put you on the spot. I think we might have lost her. All right, we'll move on to the next one.
Hi, my name is Ariana and I am an SPF 100 leader. Next, we want to recognize our partners with the 84 movement, especially Ed Rand and Maria Dunas for all their support over the last year. The 84 Movement is a statewide organization that works to fight big tobacco and vape industries across Massachusetts. SPF is proud to be an 84 chapter and have the support of this spectacular movement. We want to thank the 84 for empowering young people to be change agents across social justice across our state. Thank you.
Ed, Maria, I'm not sure if you're here, but if you'd like to, you're free to say a few words.
Thank you. I didn't know I was going to say some words, but it was great. Maria can't be here tonight, but we both really did enjoy getting to come and do the workshops, Tobacco 101 and Tobacco 202 with the SPF group. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm an SPF 100 leader. SPF would like to recognize our fantastic Tufts community health interns, Mary Grace Reynolds and Aviance Haymond, for their many wonderful contributions to our prevention work this year. You're both amazing, and we know you will go on to do the many important things to advance community health. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. I don't know if I saw Mary Grace or Aviance, but I second that appreciation. Next up, we want to give a shout out. This was going to be Lily's slide, but since she's not here, I'll take it for huge shout out to Liz Doncaster and Kristen Trellis from the Somerville Public Schools. Without your early partnership coming in, we wouldn't have been able to accomplish a lot of the things that we're doing right now and what we're going to look to be doing in the future. So on behalf of Lily and all of Prevention here, I just want to say thank you to you both. And I think I might have seen Kristen. Kristen, you still here?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. That's a first, but good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been a privilege to collaborate with the city and with the prevention services. And I'm really looking forward to the work we're going to continue to do next school year. So thank you all.
Thank you, Kristen. Next partner appreciation are two people who were instrumental in helping us get the screening, brief intervention, and referral to treatment, otherwise known as SBIRT, done in the middle school and high schools this year. And so for those that don't know what that is, it's a brief screening that is allowing an opportunity for youth who may not have had any other substance use conversation up to that point, an opportunity to talk to someone about it in a very non-judgmental way. And so Liz Cortiello, the director of health services in the schools, as well as Kayla Centeo, they were instrumental in getting this coordinated with the schools and all the middle schools and the high schools. And it was the smoothest year we've done it yet. So I don't know if I saw either of them, but big shout out to both of them for their efforts. Next up, I mean, we could go on for days about the work that these folks have done for us, but Fenway Health and the Somerville Homeless Coalition for the Overdose Data to Action Grant wouldn't have been able to reach as many people as we reached without their support. And again, we look forward to their continued efforts with us in the future. As well as the Institute for Community Health, who deserves their own slide for their contributions this year, not only for OD2A and Mass Call 3, but always working with me and always being very flexible in how we deliver what we're trying to deliver. So I know Erin, Julie, I think you're still here. Feel free to jump on if you'd like to say a few words.
Sure. Thanks so much, Matt. And I can't believe that we've been working together for, I guess, 3 years at this point, starting with OD2A, setting up and getting the evaluation going. And now the grant is wrapping up, and we're in the middle of, looking at all the data and all of the successes of that program. And we're just so happy to have been, your partner throughout that. And yeah, through all the iterations of our Mass Call 3 grant, the needs assessment, and now finally starting the program planning, it's been a really great opportunity to be on this journey together. So thanks for inviting us, and we're really happy to have done all this work with you and look forward to just continuing to do all these great things together.
Thank you, Julia. My personal partner appreciation is my counterpart at the Cambridge Public Health Department, Danielle McPeak. instrumental, Danielle has been in getting a lot of the overdose prevention trainings done and working with me and collaborating and figure out how we can get the work done in both Somerville and Cambridge. And so, Danielle, I don't have words to describe all my appreciation for you, but if you want to unmute and say a few words, go for it.
Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you, Matt. I really do love doing the overdose prevention training with you, and I feel like you were instrumental in helping me get oriented to doing that and set up with doing that, and it's one of my favorite parts of my job. So thanks for the appreciation.
Thank you, Danielle. And last but not least for myself, Jaslyn, I don't think she was here, so I don't think I saw her come in, but she was our 2022 Mayor's Youth Summer Jobs Program youth and absolutely crushed it on social media. And if we could hire her back, if she was interested in this field, we'd hire her in a second. She went into some other field that's probably way cooler than what we're doing, but she was instrumental, like I said, in really getting a lot of that programming done this summer when we didn't have any interns from Tufts, and she just took it and ran with it. So thank you, Jaslyn, and for all your support.
Hi, my name is Sabrina. I'm also one of the SPF 100 leaders. We also want to take a moment to recognize the critical support we get from the City of Somerville, the Department of Public Health, and the Bureau of Substance Addiction Services. Without your support and that of our many valued partners, we could not do this important work. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And now it is time to thank our SPF leaders. Next up, we want to honor our wonderful SPF 100 and SPF Junior Youth leaders for their outstanding prevention work this year, the motivation, their energy, dedication of all of our SPF youth made them just an outstanding group of young leaders. And we're really, really proud of their achievements and their growth and their leadership. And your work is really inspiring and essential to our community. And it's really been such a pleasure working with all of you and seeing what you've accomplished. At this time, we'd like to present our SPF Junior leaders here tonight with an award of appreciation, and we'll do a round of applause after we call all of their names. Okay, so I'm just going to call out their names, and then after I'm done with this group, we'll give a round of applause. And so our first award is Abby Zasloff. We have Autumn Lane. Azriel Crupio, Bhavika Kalia, Havila Nimako, Ishana Bali, Jael Evans, Leo Fash, Luca Dvornik, Max Jogist, Nico Katswara, Nicole Mahia. Let's give them a big round of applause. They're all amazing. Next, we want to present our virtual awards for our SPF leaders. So at this time, we'd like to acknowledge and demonstrate our appreciation for their outstanding efforts. For all of those SPF 100 leaders here tonight. And so I'll do the same. We'll call out their names and then we'll give a round of applause at the end. So our first award is for Ariana Ray, Chahat Kalia, Nancy Namako, Jaden Haley, Michaela Hahn, Noor Kabawi, Sabrina Dumarant, Keisha St. Cyr, Tahina Magni, Crystal DeLeon, Merbench Jane Paul, Bernardo Benitez, Gila, and Zaki Sheikh. And I think that's it. So we'll give them all a big round of applause. Thank you all. Again, we're so proud of the work that you've done this year and all of your presentations tonight. You're all a wonderful group of young leaders. And so I look forward to all the many wonderful things that you'll do in the future. Thank you.
Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nora and I'm an SPF 100 leader. It's time to wrap up this evening's event. I hope everyone learned something valuable about prevention and that you'll share the information with friends and family. This is our mission to reduce underage drinking and substance use in our community. This is possible because of your continued support and dedication. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Before we go, please take a moment to fill out our event evaluation to let us know how we can improve. The link is in the chat. Next, Matt will announce the next raffle winner. Thank you everyone for coming to our 19th SCAP annual meeting and have a good night.
Yeah, so Matt has some raffle, some cards to raffle off. So if you'll just hang on and see if you're one of our winners tonight, we can give out those wonderful Visa gift cards that we have.
Yes. So what I did was, as people were coming in, I assigned you a random number. And then I had Siri give me a random number generator. And the two leaders that came out were Bhavika and hold on, looking where the other, I wrote it down, and Keisha St. Cyr. So if you could connect with Lovely afterwards and we can get you those gift cards.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. And if you have a chance, just fill out that survey and it will help us figure out what we can do better next time. And if you have other ideas, please share them. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.